Welcome, everybody, to the 12th One Heart Collective. Let's get on our feet and get excited for an incredible event with special guest Kevin Crenshaw.
Let's see which room has the best energy. Move your body, stretch, awaken your soul, activate that heart. We're going to see which room has the best energy as we bring in our 12th One Heart Collective. Feels good, whether it's the evening, morning. Let's see you guys moving your bodies. There we go. There's our family. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Oh, I see some beautiful smiles. Look at those arms moving. Even if you're laying down, still move those arms, move that body. Do we have the music still playing, DJ? There we go. Hi. All right, take a big sip of water. And I want everyone to give 2 hugs, heart to heart. Maybe 3 if you're feeling lucky today. Give a big, juicy heart-to-heart hug as you drink some water. We'll be getting started soon. Better? Can you hear me now? No? Can you hear me now? Okay. All right, apparently my microphone is a little bit off. I hope you guys can hear me. Give a thumbs up if you all can hear me. Are we good? Can everyone hear? All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Emily. For those of you tuning in for the first time, I am your host of the One Heart Collective. We are thrilled to have you here today. This is our 12th One Heart Collective. I cannot believe we have gone around the sun 12 times since we first started this beautiful global movement. We are really excited to bring you our guest speaker, Kevin Crenshaw. Jeremiah and I met Kevin many, many years ago. I want to say maybe it was 2017, 2018. We were all volunteering and doing a lot of work with Tony Robbins and facilitating a lot of beautiful transformations and breakthroughs. I'm really excited to have Kevin bring his unique skills, expertise, and life's wisdom to the stage today. Center owners, I have a little fun curveball that I'm sure you guys are going to love. Kevin is going to actually be doing some live intervention facilitations today. Intervention not meaning like necessarily an intervention because you're addicted to something, but that could come up too. We've all been through different paths and patterns where we need help seeing outside of what we're in. When we get stuck in a pattern, sometimes we need that fresh perspective. We need that fresh awareness, and that's what helps us bring the breakthrough, the transformation, the change. So center owners, if any of your people, when Kevin gives you guys the cue, if any of your people would like to have a live intervention with him or a communication is really what it is, we're going to have you guys raise the hand emoji, and we will be able to bring your participant up on stage, and they will be able to get some beautiful one-on-one facilitation from Kevin. The beauty of this is that we're all extremely similar. We all have our unique experience here on Earth, but there are very big similarities in what all of us go through as we are transmuting and releasing traumas and pains from the past so that we can be the real, most authentic version of ourselves, which, as you know, if you've been at this event, it's love. Love is what we really are at the core. And so getting rid of all those lower frequencies and vibrations and bringing awareness to the pattern can be very, very beneficial. And the thing about it is that if you decide to step up today, know that you're not just stepping up for yourself, you're stepping up to handle something, but it's going to be helping the entire audience because we are so incredibly similar and we're all going through that similar human experience together. So let's get ready for that, center owners. And before we bring Kevin out, since this is our 12th One Heart Collective, I wanted to complete this event before we actually had our 1-year anniversary. So next month on our 13th One Heart Collective is going to be our actual 1-year celebration. We're going to have some fun things that have already been unfolding where we look back at this last 12 months, but we wanted to include this event in that 12-month recap. But what I did want to do, since this is our 12th, is I wanted to just read a little bit of feedback from the voices of all of you. 12 is a number of completion, cosmic, universal harmony, and perfection. So I wanted to read a little bit about some of the beauty and the perfection that you all have experienced at these events before we bring Kevin up and get into all the fun, juicy life patterns and life stuff. So first, let's see where to start. There were so many beautiful words that came to us yesterday when we did a little outreach to get some feedback, and I wanted to share this one first. It's a clip from a longer one, but I thought it was really beautiful. I always look forward to the first Sunday of every month gatherings as they become a sacred rhythm in my life. I arrive open and ready to absorb the wisdom shared. Between the technology and the beautiful facilitators, the energy is always deeply nourishing, creating a truly high vibrational experience. Here's another testimony. With each One Heart Collective that I have attended, and I've only missed one, I have gone deeper into myself, discovering places in me that I did not know existed. With each event, I can feel my consciousness expanding and again into a profound collective love and grace. And then this one was really, really beautiful too. They're all beautiful, actually. Okay, here's one. Attending the monthly One Heart Collective workshops and meditation events has truly been a transformative experience. Each gathering has offered a deeply nurturing space where I can reconnect with myself, open my heart, and truly feel seen and supported by like-minded community. The guided meditations are powerful and grounding, while the workshops always leave me with new insights and tools for healing and growth, improving my overall wellness. I feel like a sacred pause in my month that helps me return to my daily life with more clarity, peace, and purpose. I'm grateful for the wisdom, love, and authenticity that flows through every event. So this is just a scratching the surface of the reason why we started this event and the fact that we're 12 months later and we're still going. And today I feel like it was a really beautiful synchronicity when I brought Kevin on, and it happened to fall on this month. And our event theme is the heart of intimate relationships. And there's going to be a key focus on, again, that intimate relationship that we have with the self, and that being the framework of how we're able to interact with other people. So before we bring Kevin up on stage, Jay, cue the music, I want to give you guys just a little write-up about Kevin. Kevin has been facilitating healing, embodiment, and activation spaces in person for over a decade. His own heartache and near-death experiences led him to extensive research and training in relationship dynamics, trauma, and human transformation. Kevin has coached tens of thousands of people to experience more inner peace, deep intimacy, and to live a life from the heart. Who's excited? You guys ready? Drum roll, Jay, roll the music, and let's get on our feet one more time. I know you just got comfortable in my room. One more time, let's bring some energy as we welcome Kevin to the stage. Who's gonna have the best energy? Crank the music, DJ, and let's bring Kevin up. Help me welcome the heart guy, Kevin Crenshaw. There we go. Look at those dancers. You guys know what you're doing. I love the moves, man. You guys, we gotta have a dance off. Look at that. Oh my goodness. You guys are incredible. We got some excited people. This is amazing. Fun party. There he is. Hi, Kevin. Take a big sip of water. And I want you to give one more heart to hug heart to heart hug before you take your final seats. Hello, Kevin. It is so good to have you.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being our guest speaker for our 12th event. And we're really excited to hear from you and all the wisdom. I know you've been through so many more things than what are on that piece of paper, but that has reflected in the wisdom that you're able to share. So thank you so much for making it through and for using all of the things you've been through as a gift and a tool to help and empower other people. I'm going to turn the floor over to you.
You. Thank you so much. It really is an honor to be here. What's up, everybody? Y'all got some energy today, and I love it. Hmm. Who loves love? This is see a show of hands on that one. Yeah, that's why we're here, right? Who's been hurt by love? It's kind of all of us too, right? Yep. I'm no different than you in that regard. Just a little bit about me before I kind of dive into the topic. We are talking intimate relationships, and that's something that I've deeply studied now for almost 15 years because of my own heartbreaks and heartaches. Um, you know, as Emily mentioned, near death experiences taught me how to live, taught me about life. My own heartbreaks and heartaches and patterns in relationship deepen my understanding of love. And I've being lost and homeless before, on sleeping on the streets, begging for food, has taught me about real wealth. For whatever reason, I got the fast track of a bunch of different life experiences early on. And it's just an honor to be able to serve in this way on these topics. I've tried to not talk about love and relationships because I'm like, God, who am I? I'm like, really? You want me to talk about this? I'm 31. Some of y'all, are much more experienced than me. What do I have to say about this? God just keeps bringing it around, bringing people to me, the conversations, whatever it is. And so I'm like, all right, I just get to be obedient at this point. Who here struggles in any regard with wrestles with is a better term, yourself when it comes to receiving love from other people? Feel like you do a good job of it. You feel like you're like, I can give love all day long, right? We're heart centric here at One Heart Collective, I'm assuming. So we're good at giving, but what about receiving love? That's, I think, part of the equation that I really want to zoom in and talk about today. And also, the parts of us that get in the way. And I don't want to be spitting more attachment style, masculine, feminine stuff. For those of you who might be, that's your Instagram feed, is relationship dynamic stuff. We don't need more knowledge and understanding. That's not going to fix a heart issue. And so we really need an experience in order to open our hearts, in order to live in a new way. And, there's a saying that if God wants to change your life, he's going to send you a person. People are the things that hurt us, and people are the things that heal us. People, connections, relationships, but you got to let that in. The heart can't be nourished if it's not open. And so we close ourselves, we hide ourselves. Tell me if this story is familiar. I know it because I lived it. All right, by the way. We get hurt, and then we try to figure out why. And you're racking your brain. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? I don't get why. And then you put walls up, distance yourself from people, harden your heart. You don't realize it's hardened. You're just trying to figure it out. Trauma response, whatever you want to say the thing is. And you create this distance, and then all of a sudden you find yourself a few years later going, why does something feel off? Why don't I feel connected? Why am I struggling with all of these things? Well, that's a sign. And a lot of us, I would say probably every human on the planet, whether it was intentional or not, grew up with some form of conditional love, right? With our parents or with school, with other friends around us. We had to do something in order to be enough. Who's familiar with that story? Yep. So the point of unconditional love is that you don't deserve it, but we still play a deserving game. I need to do this, and then I'll be enough. So if some of y'all are taking notes, write this down. We play our own games. Simply enough, we play our own games. What game are you playing when it comes to love, when it comes to life? If you think something's going to be hard, it will be. If you think something's going to be easy, it will be. Because you're going to make it hard through confirmation bias in your brain. You're going to seek out to be right, to get a dopamine hit. Really, that's all it is. Even if that means suffering for 10 years like I did. And everything in my life was hard. Everything in my life, I made it hard because I got off on overcoming things. Who can relate to that story, right? You make it hard, and then you're like, oh, like, see, I did the thing. And so we want to think and look at, and my invitation for us today is, what's the game we're playing when it comes to intimacy and when it comes to love? Do you think you have to be healed in order to then be enough? Do you think you have to, what do you think has to happen in order before love happens? Or can love just happen? Can you let it in? We're going to try a breathing exercise real quick and just demonstrate this point. Take a deep breath and let it go. We'll do that a few more times because it feels good. Take a deep breath and let it go. Now take a deep breath in and let it go, and keep letting 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 it go. And there's nothing left, but you keep letting it go. And it hurts, and then at some point you have to take a deep breath in. That's how we live sometimes. For those of you who lead with your heart, you're giving and 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 giving. But where's the inhale? And if you notice, most of the time when people ask you to, hey, take a deep breath, the first thing we do is inhale, because we're already breathing shallow, which is interesting. How you breathe can oftentimes be a mirror for how you love. If your breathing throughout the day is more shallow, you're exhaling more than you're inhaling, pay attention to it. A lot of my understanding of some trauma and somatics in the nervous system, there's a lot of correlations with that and intimacy and love and relationships. Who's got some baggage, some stuff from the past you want to let go of today? Yeah? Awesome. You're gonna get an opportunity to let go of that, because you know that it's the thing that's getting in the way of you receiving more love. You think you need to be worthy of it, whatever it is. So here's the interesting bit. You're aware of the stuff that's in the way. You probably know a lot, maybe more than your therapist, of why things are happening. Yet it still happens. And that's what most of my clients come to me with. You know, I shared a lot about my own personal experience, but briefly, I use a variety of different modalities to work with my clients to actually break patternings that happen in their love life. So anxious attachment all of a sudden becomes peacefully in love, and there's able to be avoidance, are able to not avoid anymore. You're not having to deal with things that come up in you around intimacy, but you're able to just sit and be with it because you're solid in yourself and you're solid with God, which is another topic I'll briefly touch on today. And so whether it's for something you need to forgive yourself or somebody else, whether it's something that bitterness, anger, resentments, I'm going to touch on a lot of it today because this is just the stuff that gets in the way. Love is your natural state. Think about a newborn baby. They're not angry at you. They ain't holding bitterness. They don't need to forgive you or themselves. That's just how we are, is love. And then life's us and things happen. And so our role, if we want to stay more like children when it comes to love, and in the best of ways, is just to continue to clean ourselves. What's the thing that I need to let go of? What's the thing that I need to surrender? What's the thing that I need to move past and beyond? So I want to talk about a few of those things today. It might be a little triggering, but that's the point, because on the other side and during the meditation, you're going to have an opportunity to release it and let it go. And we play our own games. This gets to be easy. Everybody say it with me. This gets to be easy. Okay. Just because you had it for 20 years doesn't mean you can't let it go in 20 seconds. It's choice. If you, I don't have a pin on me, but if I've got sunglasses, I'm going to try not to break them. Grab a pin real quick in the palm of your hand. I'm going to show you an example of what I mean. I want you to grab that pin or whatever you've got, and I just want you to make a fist as hard as you can and squeeze the pin as hard as you can, like you're trying to break it, and keep squeezing and keep squeezing. And if you don't have a pin, just squeeze your fist and keep squeezing and keep squeezing and hold on to it and hold on to it tighter and tighter and tighter and keep holding. Now, stay there with it. This is what we do when we become self-righteous about being right. Listen, you can be in right all the time or you can be in love, but most of the time you can't have both. Can you let go of some righteousness to receive? You're like, I don't know why I can't receive love. Keep squeezing. I don't know why I can't receive it. Oh, it's probably because you're making a fist. You can't, with an open arm, receive anything because you're holding on to the bitterness of the past. You're holding on to something that happened to you from 20 years ago. And you're doing all these things to open your heart, and but you know, like my anxiety keeps coming back and my depression and these intrusive thoughts and all this stuff, Kevin, I just can't seem to let it go. But you're still holding on to the thing. Keep holding, keep squeezing. It's probably hurting, yeah. But if you realize the longer we're here and the more I ask you to squeeze, and if we were to stay here for 10 minutes, at some point this would be normal. You wouldn't even feel the pain anymore. Then you don't realize why you can't receive. So now I'm just going to ask you to release the tension. Don't necessarily open your arm, but just release the tension. And notice there's no tension in my arm right now, and I'm still holding on to this thing because it's an act of will to open again. Some of y'all got that. I see the smiles. Some of y'all got that. You can't just, I just got to let it go. It's an act of will. It's an act of love. I'm going to say I'm going to love even though. And forgiveness, if that's your thing, doesn't mean that what they did is right by any means. We hold on because we think that holding on creates justice. But it's just causing you unnecessary pain and tension. Who's ever experienced resentment before? Resenting somebody else. Yep, I have. Okay, cool. So you want to imagine it like this. If those of you in a relationship, you're going to love me for this. If you're not in a relationship, you're going to still love me for this because you're going to remember this and be like, oh my gosh, this is the only thing I got to do. There's you and there's your partner. Or it could not even be a partner. It could be anybody, right? Another person and you. And you, in the middle is like a window. And when you first meet the person, the window's clean and clear. And you can clearly see each other. And especially in an intimate relationship, when something happens, but I'm not going to speak up about it. I'm going to let it slide. Imagine there's dirt that just gets smudged on the window, or mud gets smudged on the window, or that thing that really bothered me, and I'm just not going to speak up about it. I'm going to let it slide. Biting your tongue, sweeping things under the rug, etc., etc. That'll continue to build to where all of a sudden these small little things add up, and you're in the future, and you're looking through the window, and you don't even see the other person. All you see is the mud, and you're just angry at all the things that you didn't say, and you can't even see the other person. But in your mind, they're doing this wrong, and they're wrong for this, and they're falling short here, and this isn't okay, and you're making them wrong for what you can't see them anymore. That's what resentment is. And so your job is to clean the window often, regularly. If you haven't cleaned it ever, get out your Windex because you're really going to need a scrub on that thing. What that clearing the window looks like is speaking up for the things that you didn't. Hey, this thing really bothers me. I just wanted to let you know about it. That's effective communication. speaking up for the things, having your needs be known, having your desires be known, having your fears be known, and not necessarily speaking up so that the other person can change, just speaking up so you can clear your side of things and actually you're able to more intimately meet them. So that's more in the moment dynamics with people. I mentioned earlier when you show up in a relationship, sometimes that mirror is clear, but sometimes it's not because of your past. And if you haven't cleared up things from your past, if it's a man, all of a sudden, just because he's a man, you're still going to carry the lens of how you viewed your ex or your dad onto him. You got to clean the windows. And it's on your side of the window that you got to clean. Even if things happen to you, it's a responsibility to grow from it. We hear about post-traumatic stress disorder. There's also post-traumatic growth disorder, which is you use your growth, or you use what was traumatic to grow, and from that growth you're able to then pour out and love even more. Y'all following me so far? Is this helpful? Getting some thumbs up? Great. So I want to talk about forgiveness real quick too. Again, I'm talking a lot about cleaning the past because that's what's needed. I want to be really tactical with y'all, no fluff. So a lot of people jump to forgiveness and go, cool, I know I need to forgive. So let me write these things down. Let me go to the person and forgive them. Or we just, run from it entirely, distance ourselves. You can't skip over the angry part of forgiveness. If you don't let yourself feel angry for what happened, even if you know why and what, you've got a lot of compassion for XYZ, if you're trying to let go without feeling your anger, you ain't going to let go because your anger is still angry. I see this a lot with clients of mine where they've tried to forgive something from the past over and over and over and over and over again. They keep coming back to it. When they actually let it go, when they feel the hurt that's actually there, instead of trying to understand everything, they actually just feel everything. And then all of a sudden they're able to forgive. They're able to see a new perspective and they actually let it go instead of wrestling with themselves to try to let it go. They go, you know what? That actually hurt. And I'm going to be real and honest with myself and my feelings. And then on the other side of that, I'm not going to stay there because I want to forgive. Because then on the other side of that, you can actually let it go because now you have space to. And there's not a part of you that's trying to hold on and be self-righteous. Now, I mentioned earlier these conversations might be triggering, and we're going to make it lighter here in a second. But I have to talk about this stuff because this is the stuff that matters. We can't just sit in the clouds and float and do some meditations to open our heart. You'll feel good after you do heart opening meditations. And then you get back into the same dynamic and the same patterns are going to repeat themselves. That's called prison. I want you to experience some freedom beyond just a feeling. I'm going to say that again for y'all that are falling asleep. I want you to experience freedom beyond a feeling. It's a whole new way of life. We play our own games. And if you're playing a game for so long, you just think that's the way that life is. Because that's how it was done with your parents. That's how it was done with people around you. That's how you've done it for however many years. And so that's just the way it is. That's great if you love your life and everything in it. If you don't love your life and everything in it, you have to play a different game to experience a new reality. So what about how you're experiencing your truth needs to shift? The game changes when your truth changes. If you're sitting on the pile of this was so wrong and this was so wrong done to me for so long, You can play a different game when you start to recognize and take ownership and go, you know what? I'm going to let go of that game. I don't want to play that game anymore. This is the new truth that I'm going to believe. And then all of a sudden your game changes, your perspective changes. It's a domino effect. So what are you believing to be true is the chains of your reality. That's the game that you're then going to play. That's all great if you love your life and you love your love life and you're healthy and all the things. If you want to change something, we have to change what we believe to be true, because our own self-righteousness is getting it in the way of our transformation. And who's ever changed their mind about something, by the way? Great. So you're capable of it. I'm just inviting some curiosity here. What am I believing to be true that I actually might be causing my own loops, patterns, prisons, if you will? Because I'm in the middle of writing a book right now. I'm also in the middle of doing a parasite cleanse. Those things go hand in hand. Hold on. So I'm doing a parasite cleanse right now. It's changed my life. If you've never done one, look into it. I'm writing a book right now. And in the book, I'm talking a lot about concepts that we can't see, like love, like our truth, like these patterns, like certain emotions, like shame, resentment. Shame is like a parasite. I'm going to talk about shame because that's the last bit. That's the relationship with yourself, right? We've talked about resentment. We talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness now also blends into yourself, and it's also other people. Shame, though, is really all you and you. Now, the dance with shame is interesting because I don't have a coin with me. Dang, I should have been more prepared, but I've got a hand. So on this side, we've got shame. On this side, we've got pride. You're either going to live in shame or you're going to live in pride, but it's the same energy. Let me show you something. And I'm sharing this from experience and working with hundreds of clients personally on this. Shame will say, I am something wrong. Blame is I did something wrong. Shame is I am something wrong. Something is inherently broken with me. I'm not enough, so to speak. And then you're tired of that story for so long that you flip the coin and you say, you know what? I am enough. And you start getting on your high horse and you start doing all these crazy things to change your life and to get seen and stay in your power, and leading with pride, but you don't realize it's pride. You're now empowered because before you weren't, but it's the same energy controlling your life. You're not just free to be yourself. You're still trying to prove wrong a story of shame by running from it. The other one, you're just swallowing in it. This one, you're running from it. Is that freedom if you're running from something? Not really. And so this energy of the shame, pride flip gets in the way of our love life because it starts blinding us. It's almost like you just have your hands over your eyes. You're not able to see the other person at all because you're wrestling with yourself constantly. Shame is wrestling with yourself of like, nope, I'm not enough. Nope, I'm not enough. Hey, I'm not enough. Or you're going to sabotage connections to prove to yourself that you're right. Again, what truth are you seeing? And then the pride is going to almost in a weird way use other people to make you feel better. Yep, see, I'm enough. Yep, see, I'm enough. See, I'm enough because of the connections that I have, because the way that you see me, I'm enough. Because the way that what I portray to you, I'm see now enough. That energy is like a parasite in your heart. And it'll create needs that aren't even your own needs, but you think they're your needs. So let me talk about real parasites for a second, for those of you all that are real studied in it. You don't know why you can't stop eating sugar. And then you do a parasite cleanse, all the sugar cravings go away. Interesting. I wonder why. Because the parasites were sending a signal to your brain, go, give us sugar. We want to live. And so you eat more sugar to keep parasites alive. You think that you want sugar, but they want the sugar. It's a symbiotic, like, host parasite relationship that's going on. And the same happens spiritually with things like resentment, with things like shame and pride. It's creating these needs. Hey, I need some space. I need you to do this. I need XYZ. That is, we're playing a game that we don't realize is being controlled by a certain spirit in our heart that's not actually you. This is the last point that I'm going to make. I'm going to open up the Q&A a little bit, talk about some things. Actually, no, 2 more points. Sorry. Yep. So you are your soul. You're not your body. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're not your name. You're your soul. You are the part of you that's observing everything. And where you place your identity, that's going to control your life. I found freedom from my decades of shame, pride, flip back and forth thing, when I started to say, you know, like, oh, that's not me. I identified with it. I wasn't shameful. I was feeling shame. The difference. I'm experiencing some shame right now. Interesting. Weird. Where's that coming from? I want to get rid of that. Versus something's wrong with me in the shame. Wow, I just had a thought that I thought something was wrong with me. Interesting. Where'd that come from? Because I'm not my thoughts. I'm not this feeling that I'm having, even though it's so visceral and extreme. I'm the soul. Disidentifying with whatever's happening, the resentment, the unforgiveness, the patterns that are happening in your love life, disidentifying with it gives you now the empowerment to start to change it. So that's where you're able to see from a new perspective. You're able to see new truths. You're able to play a different game. Then you can start to let it go because it's not you. But if you're trying to let go of a part of you, good luck. Because you want to be whole and complete. That part thinks that it's you. That's like the person who knows they have a sugar addiction is trying to will themselves into stop eating sugar. It's so hard. But when you're just like, oh, I have a parasite, when you have sugar cravings, you're like, ha, die, because I know this ain't me. You get it? So then when the anxiety comes up, you're like, wait a second, that ain't me. That's the spirit. Nope. I'm going to choose to love. I'm going to choose to lead it in. I'm going to choose to trust. Hello. What a concept. Myself, the other person, a little bit more. Now, all of this game for me was really hard for a really long time. As I mentioned earlier, I was in the shame bit because of things that happened to me in the past, being cheated on by my first 3 relationships. My ex-fiance dumped me for another man. I was suicidal, multiple failed attempts. I was in a really dark place. That led me into being homeless for a while, led me into just the pit of a lot of things. Now, how did I crawl out of that? Sheer freaking willpower, which again was my pride. I went all shame, switched to pride, and got myself out of it. Yoo-hoo, good job, Kev. Nope. I was still in prison in my head. I couldn't slow down. And I needed to continue to prove, even though I had already proven, that I was enough. Because of the energy that was still over my life. I understood it so much, but it was still running my life. I was trying so hard to slow down and it was still running my life. I was trying so hard to not be anxious in love. And I'm teaching on relationships and I still had an anxious attachment style at the time. Codependency, if you will. I knew all the things, but I wasn't doing it. Then the shame just got louder. So knowledge isn't the answer. And I was in prison and didn't realize it. What it looked like, though, was a pattern that I couldn't stop and I couldn't just feel peace. Especially in intimate relationship. And it wasn't until I put all the things that I just shared together and I said, I've been doing this my way for so long, what I thought was right. And I've been edging God out of the equation. And I'm not here to talk religion at all, but I'll say this: God is perfect love. I think we can all get into some agreement with that. There's a higher power that is perfect love. And if we can get in alignment with a better relationship with that and our creator, we can then experience something new. And having a new experience, we can play a new game. I had to surrender my will and what I thought that I wanted, and I just gave it all to God. I said, God, I don't know. I have built my life for 10 years on what I wanted, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars traveling the world, seeking the best mentors, willpowering myself into bettering myself, so much inner work, so much plant medicine, so much modalities. I was doing all of this stuff to try to just find some sense of freedom. I was feeling better momentarily, but I was not free from my patterns. And I said, and it brought me to a point where I ended a relationship of 2 years that I thought I was going to marry her, crumbled me. I was basically $50,000 in debt overnight with a business that was bleeding $3K a month. I had absolutely no money and had to sleep on a friend's couch. I'm emotionally depleted because and physically just broke. I was in a lot of physical pain at the time. Adrenal stuff, gut stuff from my near death that happened a while back, and I just broke. I was like, I've reached the end of myself. There's got to be more to this, and I wasn't leaving room for God. So when I just started being in right relation with God, and I just started saying, you know what, maybe there's a bigger purpose to all this than what I think that I want. God, show me what I need. All of a sudden, my life started changing. It didn't happen overnight, but that set me on a new trajectory that I'm 2 years removed from now. That has been a night and day difference. All of my pain in my body is gone. My finances have been completely turned upside down in a good way. All of my relationships have been healed in miraculous ways because I started receiving unconditional love from God. And the whole point of unconditional love is that you don't need to deserve it. You don't need to be worthy of it. It's not conditional. You don't need to do anything. You just get to be loved. And that changed my brain chemistry. That changed the way I moved through the world when I started actually having a relationship with that love. Then I was able to give it. I couldn't give what I didn't have before. All the forgiveness, all the clearing of resentment, everything. And don't get me wrong, I still have all these modalities and all these things that I support my clients with. It's really important and needed at times when people are stuck. And the biggest thing is when I recognize that I just get to change the game of who I thought that I was, what I thought reality was. And I started to place that on something bigger than myself instead of my own definition of it. Played a different game and I got different results. Y'all, I struggled with suicidal tendencies, crazy anxious attachment and relationship codependency, intrusive thoughts, multiple personality disorder. There was a lot that I wrestled with. All of it is gone because of my relationship with God. It wasn't because I did a certain meditation or a certain plant medicine or anything. That's just my story with that. Getting in right relation with a perfect love and experiencing a perfect love changes your life. And that's how you know it's true love, is when you experience it, it changes you. I had a post. I'm the heart guy on Instagram is my handle. And I had a post that went semi-ish viral, I guess. One of my more popular ones. And it was like, you're supposed to lose yourself in relationship because the part of you that's not love gets to go. It's supposed to change you. And so we have to let go of the game we're playing to play a new one if we want different. It takes surrender. It takes courage to do all of that. It takes heart to do all of that. So what game are you playing? Who are you identifying with? And what's your relationship like with God is the things that I'm going to leave you with. Because all of that comes into play in the dojo, and I use that word intentionally, of your intimate relationships. That's where all this stuff's going to pop up in your face. I want to leave a little bit of room for some Q&A. So if y'all do have questions, raise your virtual hand, or if you want to share anything. I know that that's not y'all's normal MO over here. But I would love to answer some questions on Zoom. I'm going to read something real quick. Some of you might have heard from it before. Some of you may not have, and that's okay. If you've heard it before, listen with new ears. You're a new person. You know, the saying, a man's never crossed the same river twice. Either the man's different or the river's different. Okay, so if you've heard this before, listen with new ears. If you haven't heard it before, you got new ears already. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. Inare, your hand's up. I think, Jeremiah, if you can help us with this. There we go. Sweet.
You hear me all right?
I can hear you perfect.
Cool. I like everybody just to do like that
Yeah.
and send Kevin some love. I'll say Kev dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody's sending you this love.
Thank you.
Wow, our stories are almost identical. I died at 18 clinically, came back, tried suicide 15 times, traveled the world, all that good stuff. So I'm connecting to you pretty hard. The funny thing about love that I've learned is we all try to control it. That's the expectation, right? So, but the thing people need to realize is how we perceive love. Everyone learns it different in their life. So how do you, I guess, the unconditional side of that? This is why we hurt, because when things go awry, that love has that expectation on it. I need to feel a certain way to know I'm loved, right?
Yep.
Wow, my voice is going nuts. Because it's emotional, right? So
yeah. Thank you for sharing, bro.
So that's the battle we all face, is what is that worth, right? At the end of the day. So when you try to I guess set yourself aside and you truly realize that you love yourself, it gives a lot of power. And sometimes love, we look at, I need this to have my worth. What is my love? So it's a kind of a really sticky situation to deal with those things. And I don't know if there's anything along that line with control love and that you might have on the top of your brain that can kind of maybe help some of the people watching.
Thank you for sharing that, brother. I appreciate it. What was your name?
Steve.
Steve, thank you for sharing, bro. Yeah, I'm going to pull up something real quick. As I mentioned, I'm writing a book, and one of the chapters is called The Power Love Matrix, which is the dance of control and love, essentially. More so power. So yeah, the more you seek to control, the more you suffocate freedom. And what you control, you can't properly love. Right? There's a few others here that I'm going to read. My book, by the way, is like contemplative poetry, and parable, if you will. Power becomes love when you care more. Love becomes power when you care more. Read that again. Power becomes love when you care more. Love becomes power when you care more.
Be careful what you care for. Like
There it is. Yep.
Ego, fear.
Don't
Remove
lose
that.
Yeah. Don't lose yourself in relationship, but lose yourself. So I talked about earlier, who's the self that you're referring to, right? You mentioned feelings. Like, okay, I need to feel a certain way. Like, there's a chapter in here about worthiness. I think that's a better place to go to. I'm going to read a few of these. Y'all, I haven't read these out loud to hardly anybody, so y'all getting the first bits. Where is it? 3 levels of worthiness. There's 3 levels of worthiness, and this is a picture that I'm going to draw. There's 3 levels. One of them is I'm so unworthy with a frowny face. Then I'm so worthy, person on top of a mountain. I'm unworthy with a smiley face. You don't have, like, when your worthiness isn't attached to how you feel, you win the game. I don't know a single person who's won the worthiness game and who just feels worthy all the time because they feel it. The people who, and this is what I wrote. Let's see, where was that? Trying to feel or be worthy is such a laborious game. When is enough just enough? What's the marker for your worthiness? Only people I know who walk in worthiness think of themselves way less, but not less of themselves. They don't see themselves as worthy, which makes them worthy, not from a shameful place. Their focus is just elsewhere. Like the people that I know that walk in worthiness, they're like, yeah, I know it. But also they don't have to prove it. They don't have to feel it. They're not striving for anything. They're just like, I'm just giving and pouring and giving and pouring and giving and pouring. And they're in that momentum and they're not thinking and wrestling with themselves. Because that's the weird paradox of this game that took me 10 years to understand, was the more that I tried to inner work my way into this like altruistic version of myself, it was like quicksand. It was dragging me deeper and deeper and deeper. And the more that I just said, you know what, I'm going to like focus on God and other people, and my life changed because I wasn't in this pit of like in just being in my mind. Even though it was working on myself to feel a certain way, to like do the healing work. And there's a version of that. I played a different game. I said, you know what if I was worthy even if I didn't feel it? And then all of a sudden, weird stuff started happening. And even when I wasn't feeling it. And so your feelings don't have to be a prerequisite to love. And that's something that I've learned in the past few years. That's allowed me, and this is where I started the whole conversation, to let love in. I let love in when I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to receive these compliments I'm getting from people, even if I don't think they're true. I'm actually going to start to receive the love that my partner was giving me, even though I feel like absolute crap right now, or I feel like I'm not enough and I've let her down. I'm going to look at what's happening around me and just choose to receive it instead of pushing it away, which was my default because I didn't feel worthy. And that started to change me because I actually let love in, because for so long I was pushing it away, keeping it at arm's length because I had been hurt so bad in the past. Right? And like I said, People are what hurt us, but they're also what heal us. Relationships with others. It's not something that we get like, it's not something we do in our journal prompt. It was not something we do from a meditation. It's not something that we do from therapy. It's something that we do with others. That is the dojo where you're actually able to heal. You can get a lot done and all those other things that I talked about. None of it's wrong. But if you actually want some completion, you have to give your brain what's called a disconfirming experience. You think that you show up and you're vulnerable, and then all of a sudden they're going to run away. But because of XYZ that happened in the past. But you show up, you're vulnerable, and they brings you closer. And then all of a sudden it messes with the story in your head, and you're like, wait a second. That's called a disconfirming experience, and that's healing for the soul. But you have to give yourself an opportunity to even let it in and to even see it, which is why I was talking so much about deconstructing your identity, what you think is true, because you won't see it. You will only see what you think is true through confirmation bias in your brain to get a dopamine hit, because it's a feeling and you're addicted to a feeling. Love is felt, but it's not a feeling. Freedom beyond a feeling. Picking up what I'm putting down? Hope y'all can get it. It's all get me fired up. Is there any more questions? I'd love to take one more. I think we might have some time. And if not, that's okay. But this is great, y'all. Thank you for hearing my book too. Some snippets that's coming out soon, and I'm sure during the break there will be a QR code and stuff for my Instagram. Follow along. The book's going to come out later this year. I'm almost done writing it, but it's been fun. It's been fun to write in that process. Thank you. Ready for the meditation? Oh, there we go. Linda. Yeah, it's up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm blurry.
There,
I
yeah,
am.
there you are.
Okay.
This is Cindy.
Cindy,
Hello.
hi.
Hi. I guess I'm just looking to see what your advice would be dealing with a teenager who has mental illness issues.
Well, thanks for asking. Number one, I'm not a parent. Number two, but I have been a teenager with mental health issues, so I can speak from that perspective. From what I've researched, so man, I didn't even share my mission with y'all. Apologies. The reason I do all of this is I think that the family dynamic is the bedrock of society, and if we want to change the world, we got to change the families, and we have to change, and that starts with the grassroots of your own heart, right? And so multi-generations down, we have a whole new planet if that stuff is implemented. That's my Hail Mary for humanity, what I'm here to do. And so I've researched a lot about being a parent. I also really want to be a dad one day. The best thing you can do is be a connected mother and being present. So never making any of it wrong, but approaching things with curiosity and like, I'm not trying to change you. I'm here with you. And I love you, even though that in a weird way is going, from what I've read, is going to actually provide the change. But when you're trying, like, does that make sense? First off,
Yes. Yeah.
can you tell, would you be open to sharing just a little bit more about the situation?
Yeah. He has OCD for contamination.
Okay.
He has obsessive compulsive personality traits. And he has severe depression. So for myself, it's been the most intense experience I've ever had in my life. It's been a real, like, coming to God for me, because it was the lowest I've ever gone. And the being aware of myself and my reactions. And so it's been the biggest self-awareness, even though I've been on a spiritual journey since 2016. This one knocked me on my ass. And trying to figure out how the frig do you do this is the most, when you have zero control, there's nothing I can do. The only thing I can do is me. But it's my baby. And that in a nutshell is what it's all about. He's almost 16. He'll be 16 next week.
Got it. And homeschooled or?
No,
No.
unfortunately not. He's in the system.
Okay. And is he aware of it and wants to change it, or is this something that's he's just like in a tornado of?
No, he's aware of it now. We've been a few years in. He's aware of it. He's working on it. There are improvements. He's more worried about his depression than the OCD. The OCD is under control enough that it's not flipping the household upside down quite so much anymore. But he's more focused, concerned about the depression side. But when it started, he doesn't have a lot of self-awareness. I think it has to do with his age. But he knows what's happening to him, and he is working on the OCD part, but he's kind of lost with the depression part. He basically makes it to school when he makes it to school, and then he comes home and he's just asleep. And then, yeah.
So one of the things that I've studied too is the generational, like, spirits of oppression that are over certain generations. And this is a whole nother topic, but we have the older generation who came from like the Great Depression and things. So I'm thinking about my grandparents were hoarders, right? And even though they were multimillionaires, they hoarded things and they didn't spend money. And that was like a spirit over a lot of that generation. And then we had, I would say, my generation that is very concerned about what do people think of me, as kind of like a spirit of oppression because of social media and because of being online and because of public face, front face. In the upcoming generations, there is a lot of depression. And I think that that's because God has been ripped out of the equation. So if nobody's telling me who I am, then who am I? Like, somebody needs to tell me who I am. And that was that, whether it was through religion or other things. And there was I understand why, but that's been ripped. And a sense of purpose and a sense of ease of access to everything. We've been placed in this weird utopia where we can have anything we ever want, fingertips, and Amazon Prime it, right? Like, where's the effort? Where's the sense of purpose? And also, where's the connection of the tribe? And as I mentioned before, the household dynamic. And especially as a boy, he's looking for a masculine figure, and where that could be or not be. And I can speak from personal experience on that. Like, that's a whole nother battle in and of itself. So I'm saying all that to say some sense of purpose needs to be infused, because he's just so wrestling with himself and something bigger than himself. Namely, why I say God. I love that you said this is a coming to God moment. Start, whether it's praying with him, whether it's whatever it is that you want to do there, you need to build him and connect him to something bigger than himself, because that's my understanding of a very simple antidote to that generation through all the research that I've done. And I could be wrong there, but he needs to be, whether it's mentored, and also does he have a male figure in his life that he looks up to, or that somebody like a father figure that's also going to play a role and be really important too.
He's his relationship with his father's in a different household that it broke.
No.
His dad couldn't deal with his OCD and looked at it as behaviors, and it just turned into a whole thing. And his dad has his own mental health issues. And when you're talking generational,
Sure.
that's a whole thing on that side. Well, I mean, both sides really, but his dad's got issues. And Ryan says he can't deal with his own mental problems and his father's at the same time. So he has pretty well severed that relationship.
What about his community? Does he have a good sense of friends?
No, he has a couple of friends, but him and I are really tight.
That's good.
We have a good relationship.
Then bringing leveraging that to expand your community and his community at the same time, like get creative with what that gets to look like, you know what I mean? But that's going to be huge. So because he needs touch points of something different as well. I got community, I got God and purpose. Like those are the big things that keep coming through for me right now that
Okay.
I would do in your situation. But thank you for being vulnerable and sharing. I really appreciate that.
Tough one, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Emily, how are we doing on time?
Well, Kevin, it's up to you. We can go on break and come back for the meditation, or we can take another question, or we can close out with any of your final thoughts. I would love to speak to what was her name?
Go for it. They're trying to mute right now.
Okay. I wanted to just reflect on a event that we had prior to this one, where we were talking about the 24th chromosome that's in the quantum field, and how our DNA is actually our light code, and it exists beyond the realm of time, space, reality. And so, to quote Tony, actually, the quickest way to change someone else is to change ourselves. And that's not about embodying blame or taking it all on. I love, Kevin, what you're saying about the shame and the feeling worthy, and how it's this coin flip that we're stuck in this mental prison. And so without taking on blame for something, we can still take on an active role of realizing that interconnectedness that we have to our families going both directions now. Science is showing that we're quantumly entangled in our DNA, where we're passing on these memories. As you said, Kevin, the spirit presides over these collectives, and it moves through us, through our DNA. And so I just wanted to say to you, I'm not a mother either, but as the mother or the matriarch, don't underestimate the power. You said you're close, which is so beautiful, and don't underestimate the power that as you strip away all these stories and bring that awareness, and you bring that love and that light to your own experience here, and you start regulating yourself more, not to suggest that you're not regulated, but we all have our stuff. And as you continue that process of blooming and moving into yourself and the real version of who you are in the heart, and getting out of those control mechanisms and that fear, these centers are all designed to keep us safe here as animals. And as we walk this planet, there's a lot of wisdom and beauty that can be gleaned from the quote unquote survival centers, or the animal energy centers that are our lower three chakras. But as we clear them and cleanse them and bring that awareness, as Kevin's been bringing so beautifully today, like, oh my goodness, Kevin, like I absolutely love the perspectives. I cannot wait to buy your book, and I can't wait to be promoting it to everyone once it's finished. And thank you for sharing some clips with us. But as we cleanse and bring that awareness and that love and that light to the animal, the human experience, the traumas, and we make those new decisions, and we choose love, and we choose God in those moments where it feels like we can't possibly get any worse. Nothing can get any worse. And we keep choosing that new experience, as Kevin says. Don't underestimate the power. If you keep persisting in that yourself, don't underestimate the power of what that's going to do for your family moving forward. And it also cleanses generations backwards. We're all here, whether we're in the physical or the non-physical, on this planet right now. So our ancestors are around us right now. We're all here working together to cleanse and release these things so that we can, as Kevin says, one of my missions as well. You know, Kevin, we haven't caught up in so long. This is hilarious. We're doing this right now in front of everyone. But that's one of the missions, you know, of the One Heart Collective, and everything that we're doing here on this side of the world is to bring land, villages, and sanctuaries, and ultimately to restore and repair children, especially the ones that are disabled and don't have families. And so as we do that, and as we invest this in ourselves, it's going to continue to permeate in those generations coming after us. And this is how we're going to create a world where the stuff behind us no longer exists. So I just wanted to, it just kind of, when I was sitting here, that kind of came through. And I wanted to give you a lot of love and respect for coming forward as a mother and sharing that with us. And just thank you so much. I know that it's a very tender subject, and that it's not an easy one. And again, I'm not a mother, but my heart goes out to you, and thank you so much for being vulnerable with all of us. And I hope that there was some wisdom gleaned for everyone on their path. Kevin, you have the floor. Well, we have about, it's up to you. There's always flexibility. I want you to close out whatever you want to do. If
Yeah.
there's any more questions or anything that you want to do before we go to break.
If anybody's got a question, feel free to raise your hand. But I'll just say that I really hope that I don't really necessarily care that any of y'all agree with me or not. I just care that you're thinking about things, contemplating and learning more about yourself. So if that happened, then I'm happy. Yeah, this is an honor. I'm really grateful. So thank you. I think we can take a break and then go into meditation. Unless anybody else is, I'm not seeing any hands up, so I think we should be good.
All righty. We're going to go on a 5-minute bathroom, and then we're going to come back, do some hugs, and get ready for our meditation. Oh, wait, sounds like, okay. People are just saying they can't hear my microphone today.
But
But we'll
then
see
they
you all
can.
in 5 minutes.
can.
Make sure to take some nice water. And we will see you all after the bathroom break.
Awesome.
Thank you, Kevin.
We'll be getting started in just a minute.
Testing, testing. Oh, the light went the other direction. Okay, hang on, let me fix this. Okay, there we go. All righty, welcome back everyone. I hope you had a wonderful release just now and drank some water and gave some hugs. Before we move into our global meditation, I wanted to go over a few things about how you can stay in touch with Kevin. If you would like to enlist any of his coaching services or follow him on his Instagram, he's sharing a lot of beautiful content. Jeremiah, if you want to put the flyer up with the 2 QR codes, you can follow Kevin. The Heart Guy, there are little periods in between the Heart and Guy for the Instagram, but you can also search the Heart Guy and he pops right up. The Instagram, again, he puts out beautiful content, really stunning visual imagery too, very unique. I love that you have a unique spin on everything you do, Kevin. And then YouTube, he has lots of videos and interviews, so be sure to plug into that. And Kevin, I don't know if you're around, maybe you can tell them before you take over the meditation if you're not back from your break,
I'm here. Yeah.
how they can reach out to you if they would want to, enlist any kind of coaching services. But definitely plug in and keep the journey going. One of the things that I think you said that I really appreciated, Kevin, was the window cleaning. It's like bringing this awareness to our process, awareness to these patterns, awareness to these feelings, emotions, and realizing what's serving you and moving you closer towards source, love, godly energy, and love versus what's not. It's like that's the window cleaning, and then it's actually choosing the love in those moments. It's choosing to transmute and alchemize with the meditations and opening the heart. That's the Rain-X. So you want to clean the window, and then you want to put the Rain-X so that all the other things fall off and it stops triggering you and it stops reawakening that pattern that you're stuck in. So clean the windows, everyone, is the moral to the story. And then I wanted to talk before we move into our meditation about next month's event, our 1-year celebration party. We're going to be doing an event. We're going to be bringing back one of our lovely ladies. She's here today, Ashley L. Russo. It's springtime. Actually, I think we're moving into summer officially next month. But with it being springtime and summertime, we want to be bringing more ways to bring energy and aliveness and healthy resources into our physical temple. As Kevin mentioned, like with the parasites, which Ashley and I were laughing because we just did a really big parasite cleanse ourselves. But really, the way that we, the things that we put inside our temple certainly will affect the connection that we have to these beautiful, loving frequencies and to our Creator. And so a lot of us are walking around with bioaccumulation, a lack of minerals, a lack of nutrition. I think it's somewhere over 90% of people in the U.S. have one or more extreme nutritional deficiencies. Nearly everybody is deficient in minerals. Minerals are the spark plug that make all of your cellular functions work, even in the technology. In fact, more so as you're elevating the vibration of your cells and you're charging them, they need those minerals to perform all of their tasks. And so we're going to be talking about living foods, superfoods, and how to bring more wholeness and awareness and consciousness to our physical temple through food. And it's not going to be a crazy, difficult diety thing. I know we said that last time, but this is going to be really fun. We're also continuing with our Green Heart Collective. We're going to be launching a global Green Heart Collective on the next stages of growing your own sprouts and microgreens, because those are living, raw, conscious, alive foods that contain all the nutrition of the plant. You can grow sprouts in 3 or 4 days on your counter for pennies a day. So we want to be able to bring this message to more and more homes. And so next month, in honor of our 1-year anniversary and moving into our beautiful summer months, we're going to be bringing food as thy medicine, or nature as thy medicine. And one more thing I want to share. I wasn't sure if I should share this month or wait for a couple months, but I want to give you guys an update about something that's coming in the next 12 months. I can't say a lot because I'm actually under contract right now, but I did get approved or cast for going on a docu-series, and we will be bringing the One Heart Collective to the world. It has a very, very, very large audience reach. It's in every country but 2 countries in the world. We're going to be bringing One Heart Collective to more wellness centers, retreat centers, yoga centers, homes around the world, more of our beautiful technology centers. We're going to be expanding this to really go to the next level. We're also going to be expanding our mission to bring the sprouts and the microgreens and easy ways to get superfoods and mineral-dense, nutrient-dense foods into the body. And we're also going to be sharing more about the technology and how to use meditation techniques and ways that we can do with no money invested, just simple, easy ways to start bringing those new choices, new decisions into the life that are going to create those different outcomes, playing the game differently, as Kevin would say. And I think, I keep looking at Ashley. Is there anything you want to say? But I get nervous just thinking about all this, but it's also a really big privilege, and it's really, really, I've been turning red like every day since this happened, and I think it's like the nerves are like teeing up. But the point of it is this isn't happening for me to go on a series. This is happening for us to spread this message and for us to grow our global reach. And so here's the exciting part about One Heart Collective. I can't promise you when, because there is going to be a lot going on in the next few months as we're working with production and casting and all of that. But there will be a time in the next 12 months where we start to put into place weekly, not a big event like this. We're going to always have the once a month on Sunday education, bringing that awareness. It's so, so, so important with the meditation. But we're going to also be doing weekly meditations where anyone on the world can hop on, jump in, and start connecting anywhere in the world for free to beautiful, heart-opening, expanding, growing that process within, so that we can start implementing those things in our life and creating a different world for all of us, for our children, for our families, for our communities. So very soon, at some point, stand by, we will be having weekly meetups, and we eventually hope to turn this into where we have daily meditation meetups at different times so that anybody in the world can get on and start the process of taking those steps towards love, taking those steps towards alchemy, taking those steps towards world peace. And as always, we're going to always have all of our meditations include sending love to our planet and activating our brothers and sisters and helping them cleanse and awaken. That's because what as we bring more in, it's only to pour into others. So the more we cleanse this physically, spiritually, mentally, the more we have to pour through to everyone else. So I wanted to include you all in that. I haven't made any announcement anywhere. Like, nobody knows this. Like, all of our center owners community, no one, we haven't announced this. You all are the first. And I actually want to just say, I think this all happened because of you. I think this all happened because of this event and the importance and the beauty that we have brought to the planet. I think life and God, the universe, is telling us it's time to do more. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart for showing up for 12 months and doing this. And center owners, my goodness, thank you all so much for all that you do for your community to bring love, light, education, beautiful mentorship, the nutrition products, all the things that you do, the way that you love everyone in your unique way, the way God moves through you, only He can move through you that way. It's like everyone has a unique fingerprint. Well, we all have a unique energy print. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all the center owners for making this possible, for hosting for the last 12 months, and especially thank you to all of you in attendance at home and in centers. We are really going to go beautiful places now with our collective. So Huge heart opener just then, for me at least. And I think if we're ready, Kevin, I don't know, Jay, do you have him up? And we'll turn the floor over to Kevin. Everyone, when the meditation is done, make sure you stay on. We're going to have our little final closing lovey-dovey thoughts. And we're going to do our final closing ceremony. We have a little fun spin this time on it. And Kevin, if you have any final closing thoughts, we kind of do all the cerebral stuff here, and then we just do like the lovey, because everyone's kind of in like fuzzy brain at the end. So any final closing cerebral stuff, please, you have the floor, and then take us away with the meditation.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I just wanted to say it's an honor. I thank y'all so much for the opportunity. And thank you for everybody else for leaning in and asking the questions you did, and your courage to do this work, because it takes courage to do this work. And so I see you, I acknowledge you, and thank you. Yeah, if y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Just DM me on Instagram. I reply to everything. So that's where you can get a hold of me. And then everything is going to be up about my book here very soon on Instagram as well. So I don't have anything that I can share for that, but that's basically the place to go to get all of the info, all the things. All right, y'all ready? Let's drop in, do this meditation. Get comfortable wherever you're at. I'm very excited for this. We're going to go on a journey. This meditation is going to be an opportunity for you to really shift into a new game. So let's see it as that and go into it with a little bit of fun, curiosity as we explore together. So I just want you to take in a few breaths. And inhale and exhale. 2 more. And just notice what it feels like to breathe. Without changing this pattern of breath, can you just be aware of your breath? As you fall deeper and deeper into relaxation, notice if you can notice where any part of your body feels tension, where you're holding. And I wonder if you can just release and relax even more and let it go. And notice how you can notice that gravity is supporting you right now. You're being held. Notice the weight of your body and the weight of the chair or the couch pushing up against you. Notice the weight of your clothes or the blanket or even your hair. Then notice what you can notice. With gravity supporting you. Being aware also of the air around you, and notice how you can feel the air that's close to your skin. Notice the air around your face, the air around your hands. Without changing your breath, bringing your awareness back to your breath and just noticing what it feels like to breathe. And now we're just going to play with your awareness a little bit as we drift deeper and deeper into presence. And I want you to just notice what the bottoms of your feet feel like. Now see if you can bring that awareness to the tops of your feet. Without moving them, just feel what the tops of your feet feel. Moving that awareness into your ankles. Feeling your calves and your shins. And resting your awareness now on your knees for a moment. Being aware of both knees. Without any judgment, just noticing what's there. Bringing that awareness up your legs. And resting in your hips, noticing what your hips notice. And feel into your lower back. Your sides. And your belly. And seeing if you can release any tension. Relax even deeper into this space. Moving that awareness into your mid-back, your upper back, and your rib cage. And feeling what your rib cage feels like. With your breath. Notice your shoulder blades and your shoulders. And jump your awareness now all the way to your right arm and go down your right arm slowly as if you're just scanning and clearing energy. Down the right arm into your elbow and your forearm, wrist, and just rest that awareness on the tips of your fingers on your right hand. And move that awareness to your left fingertips. Feeling the energy in your left palm and your left hand. Moving into the wrist. Now up your arm into your elbow. Into the upper arm and all the way through the shoulders. Now jump the awareness to the base of your neck and your throat. Move that awareness through the neck, your vocal cords, just feeling what you feel. Notice if you can notice your jaw, the jawbone and the muscles that are around it. Your nose, your cheeks, your eyes, your ears, and even notice the back of your head and what the back of your head senses. And place that awareness on the very top of your head and just rest your awareness there. Imagine this golden white dust begins to cover your body and every cell in your body, almost dripping like honey throughout your body, from the very top, going all the way down, getting even in between your organs, your heart, through your lungs. Again, noticing your breath. And resting here in this place, I want you to imagine this golden flame about 6 inches above your head. It's just, you see it dance, you see it flicker, you feel its warmth. This golden flame above your head. Rest there. And I want you to see that flame jump in front of you and almost create like a bonfire. And you're sitting on a log or laying down, and it's just you and the flame. Seeing it dance, feeling its warmth. You look up and you see the night sky. And you're at peace. And just be with flame. And you notice in the distance this figure is coming closer, and you can't quite make out who it is. You feel safe, you're curious. And as it gets closer and closer, you realize it's you in 10 years. You see this older version of you sit down on the other side of the fire. And you say, "How is it? Did we do it? What's it like?" And just allow yourself to have a dialogue with your older self. Now, whatever comes to mind. Maybe even ask what they would like you to know now. You get up to give them a hug. You say thank you. And they walk back to where they came from. You sit back down on the log, and it's just you and the flame. See it dance, see it flicker. Feel its warmth. Now a little wiser from your future self. And you notice the energy coming closer and closer. You can't quite make out who it is. This one's more playful and light. And as they get closer to the fire, you realize that it's you when you were 10. And you sit there and you're playing, and you sit on the log looking at yourself and say, how was it? Did we do it? What's it like? And what do you have to say to younger you? And have that conversation now. And after you talk, he gets up and runs around the fire, give you a big hug. Holding this version of yourself. Show little you your life now. The people in your life, the abundance in your life. Catch him up to speed. Show her what life is like now. What all has changed. And hold them close and tender to your heart. And as you do, they disintegrate into that golden dust. Becomes into you as you, because they are you and they'll never leave you. And then you sit back down on the log, and it's just you and the flame. See it dance, see it flicker, feel its warmth. And just be with the flame and all that just happened. And there's another figure that comes around. You can't quite make out who it is, but this one just feels heavy. And as you continue to observe, you realize that this is the part of you that's somehow keeping love away, not worthy to receive it, too scared to open up, resentful, or unforgiving. And I just want you to send love to that part of you. From your future self, from your inner child, and from your soul. And just see that part with such compassion. And from a spirit of compassion and observation, begin to interact with that part. Let your spirit guide you of what needs to happen, with a desire to just know them and bring them close. Not to change, but to love. And imagine these versions of you having a conversation now. Continuing to have compassion. And love. Knowing that that's a part of you. Even now, bring your focus and awareness back on the flame. You see it dance. See it flicker, feel its warmth. And just be with the flame. As you identify as your soul. The part of you that doesn't need to feel love to receive it, or feel worthy to receive it, or feel free to be it. Go beyond your feelings and just be with the flame and let go. Slowly, gently bring your awareness back to the flame 6 inches above your head. See it dance. See it flicker. Feel its warmth come over your body. And slowly begin to notice the weight of gravity holding you down. Feeling of peace. And bring well up a moment of compassion and love for yourself and the journey that you've been on in life. Showering grace. And breathing in compassion, knowing that there's nothing to do to earn a feeling, because you are not your feelings. Taking in a few breaths slightly deeper than you have been, waking up the body. Remembering this peace and what this space feels like. Knowing that you don't have to leave this peace behind, but you can carry it with you. Making your breaths a little deeper, fuller. Inviting some movement into the body. Slowly, gently begin to open your eyes very slowly. And when you do, notice where you're at. Begin to look around the space, showing your brain where you are. Putting a smile on your face, stretching. Again, a deeper breath. Back. And welcome back. There's nothing you need to necessarily remember because you experienced those conversations that you had. But later on today, if you want to spend some time journaling what came through from your higher self, older self, also what came through from younger you, let them be your guides just as much as you are. And from this place of peace, we can even access the power to love and let love in. Peace is the foundation of it all. So thank you for your participation and your willingness. Emily, passing it back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Welcome back, everyone. That was a really beautiful experience. I really enjoyed going into the flame, and the tingles. I love all the tingles that we experience. Beautiful, beautiful moments of peace. Everyone's kind of zenned out right now. Good time to take a nice big sip of water. Water is very purifying, cleansing, anchoring, and hold on to this beautiful energy that we just generated. Before we get started on our final closing ceremony, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you, and a massive thank you to you, Kevin, for everything that you have been through and for how you're on this path of giving back to others and serving and pouring your wisdom, your lessons, and your love into the world. It's beautiful seeing the younger generations pick up these torches and move forward and care about our future generations. So it's a huge inspiration, and I deeply appreciate and I'm grateful that we've gotten to meet and had all those late nights serving side by side and learning as we're serving. There's never really a master. I feel like we're all students just continuing to share and let it ripple through us. So thank you so much. And before we do our final closing ceremony, I'll give you all a little bit of a pre-frame. We're going to be standing first by ourselves, because I really want you all this time to tune into your own energy. And we're going to be doing a little closed eye, feeling into our hearts, feeling into Mother Earth. And then we're going to be coming into a circle, if you're able, if you have enough people. We're going to be coming into a circle with them towards the end. We normally lock arms, but today we're going to do something a little bit different, where we have our arms up. When I say put your hands up, we're just going to get into a circle, get interconnected with each other. We're also going to be visualizing, once we get into a circle, we're going to be seeing pink energy on the back of our heart center. We're going to be really switching on and turning on that frequency as we expand the heart. And on the front of our heart center, we're going to be switching on and turning on green. Why? Because the pink is universal, unconditional love, and we're going to be drawing that from the universe. And the green is that pouring through giving frequency. And both of those colors are associated with heart, love, energy. So we're going to be creating a circle at the end. I'll give you guys instructions. First, we're going to be on our own, and then we're going to create a circle, and we're going to be embodying these colors and these frequencies. And we're going to bathe ourselves, and we're going to bathe each other, and we're going to bathe the planet in love. So while I know you all are really, really cozy, if you're able, gently take a sip of water and rise to your feet for our final moments before we close out this beautiful 12th time together. All right. Jay, are you able to see me? Okay? Okay. So, yeah, a little stretching. It's kind of good to move, wake that up. I know we went really deep in that meditation. That was really, really beautiful. I love it when we go there. Yeah, take a little stretch, wake everything up. Thank yourself for being here today. And slowly bring your hands over your heart. Make sure both of your feet are on the ground. Really start to bring awareness to your feet, to the connection to the earth. And get nice and anchored, nice and level. And as you do so, close your eyes and start tuning in to the feeling inside your feet. Tune in to our beautiful Mother Earth. Feel your golden roots growing out of your feet, And gently growing down, down, down into the earth, connecting to our beautiful mother. Feel her strength. Feel her nurturing, moving through these golden roots, up into your feet, up into your legs, your knees, your hips, your pelvis, your abdomen, up into your stomach, through your intestines, all of your organs, your liver, your kidneys. Feel it moving up into your lungs, moving into the heart. Feel this beautiful golden energy coming through Mother Earth. Let it ripple through you, right here, right now, and into your heart. Start to feel her awaken you. Feel your heartbeat synchronizing with her heartbeat. Let the music pour through you as you bloom and expand your heart center. Take a nice big deep breath in. Breathe right into your heart and hold at the top. Beautiful. And slowly, slowly, slowly release. That breath ever so gently, all the way out. There we go. Go all the way to the bottom. Feel that emptiness. And gently breathe one more time, deep into the heart. Deep into the heart. And release. Now come into a circle with your group. If you're on your own, I want you to get into a circle with people who may not be with you physically, but who can be with you quantumly. Picture a circle of people around you that you love. Now let's start activating that golden energy in the heart. Feel it moving. Feel it washing through you. Now start to connect to everyone else's heart in your circle. Take a nice big deep breath in and release. Feel your heartbeat synchronizing. One heart. We are all one heart. Now I want you to picture the beautiful color pink activating on the back of your heart, radiating beautiful, soft, glowing pink energy, drawing in love from our universal source, our heavenly creators. Start to feel that energy growing and getting warmer and stronger. Keep breathing. Feel it pouring through you, moving through the front of your chest. Now activate that beautiful green energy in front of your chest as you keep breathing in. Gently all the way to the top and slowly release. Just feel that green, feel the pink energy, feel them both activated, moving through you, washing you, cleansing you, your DNA, cleansing all of the children in front of you and all of our ancestors behind us. Feel that energy pouring through and washing away everything that's not the real soul within you. Let it wash away the trauma, the stories, the remembering, leaving only the wisdom. Keep breathing, returning to your breath. Feel that connection to Mother Earth in your feet. Now I want you all to visualize our beautiful planet right in the middle of your circle. And gently and slowly now, take your hands off your heart and raise them towards the planet. Beautiful. That's it. That's it. Now start feeling that energy move through you and bathe our beautiful Mother Earth in these beautiful frequencies of love. See the beautiful green light pouring through, all of the people, our brothers, our sisters, the children. See them awakening this light inside of themselves. See them activating the truth, remembering who they are. Take a nice deep breath in as you keep letting this love pour through you and wash through the earth. Let's synchronize our heartbeats with the heartbeat of all mankind. It's one heart, one heartbeat. We are one heart. Now synchronize the hearts of all of humanity with our Mother Earth. Feel that connection in your feet. Feel that pulsing energy from our Mother move through you into all of her children, into all of the animals, into the forests, the oceans, to all of our beautiful, beautiful human race. Feel them releasing, feel them loving. Pour in extra love to all those who are suffering right now, all those who have lost their way. Help them feel the surrender to love, surrender to gratitude. And take a nice deep breath as you keep pouring this love through you, through your palms, to our planet Earth. You're doing so good. Take a nice big deep breath in, and now take your palms and aim them back at your heart while still keeping your hands away from your body. Pour that love back into your heart. Receive that love that you just bathed in the planet. Receive it right now in this moment and pour it into yourself. The more we give, the more we have to receive. And the more we receive, the more we have to give. Now bring the hands slowly over the heart gently and feel your heart beat one more time. Thank your heart for leading you here today. All the places you've been led, all the webs that you've spun. Imagine standing on a mountaintop and seeing the beautiful picture of everything that's led you here. Every piece of it has been intentional, and it's weaving a beautiful picture, the tapestry of why we're here. Thank yourself, and slowly and gently open your eyes and take a moment and look at everyone around you. Connect with them. Thank them for being here in this moment, for creating this beautiful energetic ecosystem. Every time we come together, we form a unique fabric and imprints in the fields, in the universe. Now give everyone in your circle a hug, and at least one person 20-second hug. We want to really synchronize the hearts. Give some beautiful heart-to-heart hugs. Synchronize those hearts. Pour into each other. Remembering what we really are, which is love. Oh, I love the rooms. You guys are so beautiful. You all are such an inspiration. There really aren't words to express how much we love you and appreciate you here at the fountain. Seeing your love, seeing your connection, seeing you show up every month for yourself and for the planet. It's truly one of the most beautiful things. Thank you. Thank you for being here right now. You guys are just incredible. I'm like getting teary-eyed just watching the rooms and the hugs. It brings so much joy. All right. As we conclude today, make sure again, I'm going to always remind you to hydrate, especially when you're in those systems. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? You two are so beautiful and cute. I love it. Giving virtual hugs to all of you, quantum hugs. All right. We're still getting all of our hand signals down over here. You'd think 12 months in, we would have this figured out. A decade of knowing each other and 12 months into this, but always room to learn more, right? All right, well, that was a really intense experience for me today. I just want to say how much I really admire all of you and appreciate you, and thank you so much. A huge thank you to Kevin, and we're going to be posting in the Facebook groups how to stay plugged in. And if you have not yet joined our online One Heart Collective Facebook community, I highly recommend that you do. Our social media handles on all of our platforms are One Heart Collective 88. And so you can find us on Instagram, YouTube. We have past events on YouTube and promo videos and all kinds of fun stuff on there that you can check out. There's a lot of free content. And our global family group on Facebook is dedicated to keeping in touch with all of our guest speakers and meditation leaders, but also with each other. So we love to hear from you. If any of you would like to share your experiences from past events or from this one, please join our group. Please start connecting in there. Share where you're from. Share any insights or any experiences that you had today. We would love to see you and learn more about you and hear from you. So without further ado, I think we're going to have a beautiful event. We're going to have a beautiful event on June 1st with Ashley. And we're going to have a beautiful meditation. And between now and then, it is my greatest vision that you continue on this path of forgiveness, of love, of surrender. When we surrender into that space of love and gratitude, miracles happen, the game changes, a new story can be told. A lot of times when we experience pain, it's just life trying to bring us back into resonance with that universal love. And so all of that is a reminder of what's really important. The pain is there with purpose. And when we find that purpose and we move into love, the whole game changes. So I love you all. I honor you. Please pour this love into the world today and the rest of the month, and we will see you here on June 1st. Have a beautiful day.